3, 2, 1, go.
What up, Eric?
Okay, so yeah, we just start off with like some pretty boring tutorial type missions running around with the off-board controls because it's the first game that they brought them in, so you can get off your board and finally climb things and do all sorts of stuff. But it is pretty broken at some points, and you can just get off mid-combo.
Getting off your board's a really easy way to sort of readjust yourself. When you're in the air especially, you're sort of able to drift to the side. So you'll see a lot, Kane will be in a grind, sort of get off his board to then readjust and like move over to a different rail and sort of keep his combo going.
Hey, JT.
To grab onto the dog, good mission. And they brought in some cars as well, which handle terribly. They should not really be in the game, but they're pretty fun.
And I think there's only like 2 levels in the run where we don't have to use these cars. So yeah, they're not fun. The missions are generally very long. There's one towards the end which is like 1.5 minutes. It's just not fun at all. But in this case, in generally like across the whole game, you don't have to do every single mission. Generally there's going to be like 4 missions, you don't have to do 3. In this case, this mission's actually quicker than another one, which has like a 1 minute countdown that you can't really skip. You just sort of have to sit there for the minute.
Yo, looks like a good place to stay. Mr. Peralta's not here right now.
That was
A bit weird, but it's alright.
So basically throughout the beginner run, so we're on the beginner difficulty, the score point, like the missions where you need a certain amount of points to complete, they're generally not too high. So what Kane's going to be using is a combo where he does a boneless 180 judo, and that's going to fill his special meter up. You can see in the top left of the screen his special meter. That's going to fill that up and give him enough points to basically do all these score goals. So you see here, there you go. So there's that trick called the mix it up. That's a manual special trick. That will give you a lot of points as well. So we use the boneless 180 judo and the mix it up to, finish those missions.
And right here we go get in that car, which we're not really supposed to do when we reset. We're not supposed to have our board there, and we're supposed to be spotted by those guys, but for some reason it just stops doing that when you get in the car and reset.
Coming up is a cheeky little trick called bridge skip. When you skitch a car in this game, so you stand behind a car and you hold onto the back of it.
Oh my god, that's rough. That is
You and then you ride your board, you get a lot of speed, but if you then grind as well, you'll gain even more speed. So you'll see here he skitches. He's going to go for the more safe older one. You see there he gets a lot of speed and then uses a trick called a butt slap. It's a bit of a weird naming system. It's sort of more from people that do like improv Tony Hawk lines from back in the day.
It's a really old trick, so it's before speedrunning's time, or
Yeah.
at least Tony Hawk speedrunning.
But basically,
That's the wrong goal.
that's the wrong mission.
Ollie the
Basically what you do is, when you're falling off a ledge, if you do a trick without jumping and then spam the jump button, if you get the timing right, you'll basically get extra ollies. And that there, you could see, he just went flying into the air. He got like 3 or 4 extra jumps, which was enough to clear the bridge.
Yeah, right there's a weird skip you can do. It's a 2-frame window where you have to release the ollie button. You're not supposed to grab the car there either. You grab the car, you release the ollie button in a 2-frame window, and where you line up with the gas on the left there, the gas coming out the pipe usually. And if you do that, it skips this whole driving segment. It cuts like 20-something seconds out of the run. Really annoying skip, but you reset a lot in New Jersey.
Most people grinding for a good run will rarely ever get out of that first level New Jersey, just because of how hard that last trick is. It's only about as you said, 2-frame window.
Classic speedruns. Always got the hard skips in the first level.
Yeah. Nice. Whoa, that's unlucky. The best part about Tony Hawk speedruns is just the movement in the game. There's so many different ways to tackle a level and a mission and things like that. And so you saw like how he was like grinding up on like the roofs and things like that. It makes these speedruns really fun to play. It's less about sort of your technical ability with like these skips and these tricks. A lot more about your movement through the level.
Can you help me out?
Auto scroller. It's a good speedrun. He does the same tricks every time, so we can tell when he's going to finish that line right there pretty easy.
So if you notice the green tricks that Kane is doing, when you can see all the tricks on the bottom there, those are what are called creator tricks. So this game introduced the ability to create your own tricks, basically. You just use the animations from other tricks, but you can like combine them together and make them as long and as short as you want. And we sort of abused that in this run. We found an exploit where you can rebind all of your tricks to be the same trick. So for all of his directional tricks with grabs and flips, they're all this trick called FS Shifty. And that has a side effect where any mission where there's like plenty of missions where you have to do like a certain amount of tricks, like it'll give you a list of tricks you have to do. You can basically nullify all of that by making every trick the same trick, and it'll still show up as like different button combinations you have to do, but you just do the one and it'll count for all of them. But then also here, he has to do a trick called a Nutbuster. We've just created a trick called a Nutbuster, done that, and the game is like, oh yeah, you've done a Nutbuster, well done. So
Yeah,
you'll see it
right
here.
This big list of tricks is just one trick.
Yeah, he just did one FS Shifty, it counted for all of them, and you save a lot of time throughout the run doing that.
Yeah, there used to be a fair bit of RNG with those. There still is in one of them at the end of the game, but
Yeah.
it's not too bad now.
Good.
This is the last mission in Manhattan before we go to Tampa. What am I doing?
Again there, trick called a boneless. He doesn't
Slightly
have to do the
quicker.
actual boneless.
This would be the ultimate. Done.
In front of the McDonald's. We got some good ads in this game.
Ooh, nice. You could do that.
Just thought of that just then.
Just again, that's another great part about Tony Hawk speedruns is if you know the mechanics of the game well enough, you can sort of improvise a lot of the movement that you're doing throughout the levels.
You can refine stuff and do things your own way. That's what I love about Tony Hawk speedruns, really. Which I'm sad that Cat Bag even exists because it reduces your trick selection so much.
Yeah, it does a little bit.
It's kind of annoying coming from other Tony Hawk speedruns. Oh my god. You have like 3 different tricks you can do to differentiate yourself from other runners.
Yeah. There's an actual story to this game, by the way. We've sort of very much glossed over it. The cutscenes are very easy to skip, and those little sections where you're talking to an NPC. But basically, we're a skater from New Jersey. Our friend Eric Sparrow and us, we are on a mission to become like the best skater in the world, join a pro team. So that's taken us to Tampa, where there's an amateur competition that we're here for.
Which is
But
a
our
real
friend Eric,
contest, a real contest in real life.
yeah, it's a real thing, yeah. But our friend Eric is a terrible human being, as we learn later on. He doesn't sign us up for the competition. He only signs himself up. He was meant to sign us up, but yeah. And then later down the track, he does some more very douchey things. So the most important part about any skating game is the story. So just thought I'd explain it for everyone.
Yeah, they're good cop cars. This mission's so annoying.
I'd say it's like my favorite of the
fun.
driving sections. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
it's probably my favorite of the driving sections.
there's a few little like very tight little corners that you have to take and tight little windows you have to get into. It's still counted, which is nice.
That's good.
So basically there was a cutscene there that we missed, but our friend Eric did not sign us up for the competition, so we're going around and impressing a bunch of pro skaters.
Dude, I forgot the story of this game.
That is the stupidest mission in the game. You just go up to a wall planet account.
Yeah, I know.
That's all you need to do. Get and grind a bowl. These skaters are very impressed, very easily impressed with what we do. That's Tony Hawk, by the way. There he is. He's here.
It's him.
So now, a theme with this level, which we are trying our absolute best to find out how to skip. These timer missions, where we basically have to beat a certain score, or you can see Tony's score here, he's got 5,000 or whatever. We have to beat that by the time the minute runs out, but it's essentially an auto-scroll. It's a minute, a little bit over a minute because of the way the game's timer works. I'm just sitting here doing nothing, and there's going to be 3 more minutes of that in this level. So we invite anyone. There's currently, I think, a $100 bounty.
Doesn't even matter.
It doesn't really matter. Tony does not get that many points. For being the best skater of all time, he's definitely not that good.
That doesn't even matter, really.
No, this is not good. You just got negative points.
Negative points. Nice.
You got negative 9 points for doing those.
Lost no
calculations.
time for bailing there. Pretty easy. Oh, that doesn't matter either.
This is a fun little quirk in these competition missions. If you start like a combo with like a special trick, and then you just end it, even though you can't land it. So this, yeah, there we go. So even though he hasn't landed it, the judges, I don't know, they just think that you're going to land this special trick. And so they give you the points that you need to, you just need to come top 3 in these missions.
Best trick.
So here we go, here's 2 minutes of nothing.
waiting.
So if there's any donations or anything to read out, now is definitely the time.
So we got a donation from Tony Hawk, $11.31. Look at that boy's beautiful hair.
Why is that roof there?
You should go for the,
What?
Wait, how did you fail that?
I have never seen that.
No, I've
That's
never
never happened before.
Oh, you might have gone
Too
out-
high?
Yeah, out. So there's like.
But
Oh,
can't
no,
you go anywhere? You can go
Yeah.
anywhere. I can go out
That-
here.
Yeah, so you
That
don't
doesn't
actually
make
have
any
to be in
sense.
the competition
I don't get
area.
that.
So I don't know how
I
that
don't know how
failed.
I failed or failed, yeah. What? I can just stand around really. We have like a minute and a half. Read some donations if there's more actually.
Is there anything more? You should go for the wall plant.
Oh, the
100, yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah.
up there.
Oh. There was a I think it was like SGDQ 2016. This game was in there, and they made a big deal out of the runner landing that sort of combo where he does a wall plant off the wall up here and lands an Indy 900.
How
But
do you do that?
it's really not that tough.
It's not really.
They just decided to pop off for it. Hey, there it is.
hyper grinds, hyper spins, or whatever.
What was that?
Hyper spin. Never seen that.
Oh, you should do some boost plans next time.
Oh yeah, I'll do the next one.
Yeah, next one. Because it's like 2 minutes of just sitting around doing nothing, we sort of take this time to,
Mess around.
I don't know, just mess around.
Oh, I wanted to walk land there.
Let's see some boost plans.
Well, I gotta do a judo or something.
Nice. So anyone who knows like anything about this game really is there are a lot of sort of broken mechanics. And if you go and watch like, if you just type in Thug Prov, like Prov, it's just improv without the im. There's a huge community of people that just absolutely break this game.
Go ham on this game. They go crazy. People are so good at this game, way better than I'll ever be.
There are some very skilled players. So there we go. All the auto scrollers done. We're moving on to San Diego. Oh, you choose 0.
Why not?
Yo, let's get some photos for your first.
This level's pretty good. I like San Diego. It's got some
Alright,
pretty
let's
good
take it up a
missions.
notch.
Pretty long.
It's good movement throughout the level here. It's funny, an unintended consequence of making all our tricks the exact same thing is, in the top right of the screen, it's meant to say, like, do this trick down the stairs. Because we've already done that trick, the game just puts temp.
What's up, rookie? Oh yeah. Okay, no. All right, newbie, you want coverage?
Yeah, and here it's like a trick list mission as well, but it's on a timer, so we just have to do the certain amount of tricks it wants us to do. So we can look at the clock and tell when to land the combo. It's pretty well around 30 seconds for most of them, and that's when the mission will end. Yeah, you can tell because the tricks stop coming up, but
There's a cutscene skip you can get there if you sort of jump at the right point. Fortunately, Kane wasn't able to get it, but doesn't save that much time. It's just a neat little thing, and it has a weird effect with the way, like, because every chapter you do, there's like every level you go to, there's a few different chapters, and usually all the chapters will have like a different day-night time. So right now it's the day, but it would make it nighttime, so we call that trick Nighttime San Diego.
this one's pretty good. We use the butt slap to just, instead of climbing all the way back up here again, we can just hop up the other side.
Here's another amazing driving mission in one of the game's very well programmed vehicles.
Makes a very good sound. I love it.
Oh Lord.
It sort of buffers your inputs when you're in the air. If you're turning, you can't really turn in the air. So when you hit the ground, you just turn really quick, and it's pretty annoying.
This is a funny little mission. So you're meant to skitch this car for 30 seconds, but every time you start skitching again, it advances by 1 second. So it actually ends up working out to be like 10 seconds faster to just sit here, jump, skitch, jump, skitch.
Oh no, I might keep close.
Maybe not 10 seconds, maybe like 5.
Depends how good you do it as well.
Yeah. This game is quite fast-paced, and you're never really given a moment to, if you're watching, to know sort of what's going on. So just look at like the top right of the screen, and it'll tell you. Generally, it'll tell you like what we're doing.
It's another one of those trickless missions. We just have to do all the tricks that it will throw at us and keep the combo.
You have to grind. So it says grind the high bar with the tricks, and when you grind that high bar, it'll give you like a gap. But if you just keep the gap in a combo and then do the other grinds, not on the high bar but wherever, it'll count them. So that's why Kane's going to keep his combo the whole time. And on to Hawaii.
This level's a bit weird as well, especially towards the end. It has some weird quirks about it, like this. We grind all the way to the top of this hotel early because as soon as you touch the roof or get into the space of the roof there, it'll unlock a door that's supposed to be locked until the end of Hawaii. So it lets us get to the top of the hotel with a walk at a later mission.
The hitbox for the car here is really weirdly, it's like on the back of the car, so you'll actually drive through the stand for a little bit until it hits the back of it. So in those first couple, you sort of drift your car around to like hit it at the back.
Get the letter.
Yeah, see that door there? It's open now. That's because we went on the roof before.
Here it comes.
Which I don't even use generally. I just go up here. Usually. Oh my god.
This is tough.
It's not really that tough. I'm just
Nice.
sucking at it.
There we go. So basically what he's doing there is a butt slap, multiple of them, but he's also airing out of the ramp. So instead of going directly up the ramp, which is what normally happens when you go on a ramp, he sort of comes out of the ramp and sort of goes level a little bit.
Good dialogue. Oh, we got it 3 times in a row.
Is that 3 lotions? Wow.
Nice.
I bet you can. This ditch here is.
This one's annoying. Sometimes this mission just doesn't register properly for you. You have to land in a weird spot and it's pretty difficult sometimes. See, it didn't register there.
This is another example of using a cat, like create a trick. Oh, that's weird. I think if you jump the other side, like over it. Oh, there we go. That was weird. Yeah, but basically it says you have to do a handstand, which is generally done. You do a manual and then you click circle twice and you'll start doing a handstand. But we created a trick called a handstand, did that, and then just got to the other side and it counted it.
And the door's also open here, which is pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Now that you're up, watch it.
Here we can just butt slap across this.
Let it go.
Maybe.
You want to do.
Got it.
So we got 2 more donations. We have one here for $5.97 from Dwayne The Rock Johnson saying, I love you, Kane. And we also have another donation from Neo for $3.85. We made it to 6,500. Can we hit 7,000?
Thanks. Hey, bro.
There's another one of these great missions, but he's even slower this time.
This is a magic skater, because right at the end, he is going to disappear. Oh, we missed
Are
it.
you joking?
I'm collecting some last minute.
People
We
use
missed
the
him
camera
disappearing,
there,
but
don't
yeah.
They use the camera to look at him? Sometimes. People use the camera to look at that guy at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can sort of... So with the way those missions work where you're following a skater, you just have to be looking at them. So you just skate, people will skate away and get to the next mission ready to go while sort of aiming their camera at him. It's a little hard to do because the camera in this game is not very good when you're controlling it with the analog stick.
I don't even bind it.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna be skating in. That was me. I did it. You ready, bro?
Here's another driving mission.
You have to bounce off the pole though. That's a good strat.
Yeah. You sort of ram yourself at it and bounce back and then reverse. Let's see if you can get blue goal.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go. There's like a hockey puck there and 2 goals, and everyone makes it their mission on this mission to knock the hockey puck into the goal. And you get that text saying blue goal. It's a lot of fun.
Want to get some practice in? Good job. Now let's go again.
This is a very quick level. It's just a competition we go to. And it's more of these competitions where you start to do a combo, you finish on a special trick, even though you can't land. You see he was just going to stack there, but the judges count it.
You sure?
Can't beat my scores.
This is pretty straightforward. We have to run this out to the timer, so we can just mess around really.
At this point in the story, Eric, our best friend, has stolen our footage of us doing that. It was earlier, but we jumped over a helicopter.
No. Whoops. What?
We jumped over a helicopter, and Eric stole that footage and sold it as his own.
One.
Yeah. So very, very rude person.
Secret tape prompt doesn't even come up on my game, so I think because I've already got it before. A bit weird. It takes so long as well. You can't like press X through it.
Don't forget your shoes.
Nice.
Oh, what is that tree doing there? Who moved that tree? Now this is technically the last level in the game, but it's the last level like the last new level we see in the game. But we go back to New Jersey and stuff. I don't even know what that was.
My tank crews are ready to roll. We need to get in there to get some practice. Down here.
Moscow, the longest.
We got another donation here from Stone Cold Steve Austin for $4.20. Give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
That was some damn.
That was some damn sweet kung fu.
Nice. So that was another example of a butt slap. You sort of fall off, do a trick, spam the jump button, and you just start levitating into the air.
Hey, I want you to get some NS.
You have to do, it says you have to do 30,000 point combo on camera, but if you just do the combo before it counts still, it's very weird. I don't know why they didn't program that correctly. It's a simple maths, dude.
Normally you just do 3 tricks there, don't you? Oh my god. This is atrocious.
Hey, what's the
Moscow is the longest level in the game, isn't it?
Yeah, Moscow is the longest level, because coming up there's going to be 3 missions that we have to do. We have to do all of them, and they're all quite long.
Why am I so bad at this game today?
Hell yeah. These kids came here just to see. That's what I'm talking about. You are very lucky.
So Eric, after trying to redeem himself for what he did, gets drunk, gets a tank, drives it into the Kremlin, and then blames us for it. So we get put in jail, and now we have to work with the Russian mafia or some resistance force, I don't know, to get back to America. So the game doesn't know how to count properly here. You're meant to do 10 360 spins, but if you do a 720, which is 2, was that? Oh, that might have been 10. But there's a weird way where if you do like a 720, a 900, and then 2 360s, which does not add up to 10 360s, the game just counts it anyway.
I think it's only 1 360 if you do a 900.
Only 1 360.
Yeah,
okay.
I think that's the strat.
So this is that mission I was talking about earlier where it's just driving for a minute and 30. So is there any donations to read out? There's not a whole lot you can do to sort of optimize this, apart from at the end here, sort of do a quick 180 and land in the hitbox of where you need to drop the girls off, which is what we're doing, by the way. We're picking up girls for a party.
Kalo, you said you come.
It's another one of those missions where you get to show off your movement a bit, have a bit of fun with it.
Kalo, man, you have
So now we're breaking out of Moscow through the Kremlin for some reason. Oh. There's guards there that can spot you. Sort of just depends on how you walk into this thing, whether they're going to spot you or not.
Very hit and miss sometimes.
And now we go back to New Jersey, which is the first level of the game,
Sean going up.
to do some missions here. Oh, unlucky.
Hell yeah.
Kane's about to combo the entire city, which consists of about 1.5 blocks.
For any of these other
So there he
guys,
goes. This is another one of those missions where, yeah, as you can see there, that's usually a huge list of missions, but a list of tricks, but just doing one FS shifty counts for like all of them, apart from a couple.
I hate how you start this.
Yeah, for some reason the game starts you just off, like just off the track, like the road enough to where if you went forward, you just hit a wall.
Peralta was.
And now this is one of those missions where unfortunately we can't use the creator tricks to basically nullify this list of tricks. We have to do the tricks, otherwise the game will soft lock on us. So yeah, sort of just do tricks over that spine, make sure the spine's still in the combo, and finish off these tricks in a combo, and at 40 seconds you can just finish it off.
Okay, I got a cool concept for something.
I'd say this is everyone's least favorite mission in the game, or it's definitely mine. Ooh. You have to get the required score, and then as you do it, it's going to cut out like some mechanics you can use. So you can't get off your board now because in the older games you couldn't get off your board. Nice. But if you fail one of them, you go all the way back to the start.
The leap of fate's got nothing.
So you sort of have a choice of 5 out of 9 missions to do here, or maybe out of 8. So we're doing the ones that are the quickest, obviously.
I heard enough.
And coming up is going to be a trick called video skip, which essentially just skips a 30-second cutscene. It is frame perfect. You have to hit the start and jump button at the same time. So just after this mission here, we'll see if Kane can get it. Oh, well, unlucky.
Yeah, now we have to watch this little video. You're supposed to hit a button X on the same frame, and it'll bring up the goal menu instead. And you can skip this and go straight to the last goal.
So yeah, this is the final mission of the game.
Yeah. So time's coming up after this goal.
Skate around the city with Eric. He drops fireballs. Yeah, I don't know. Not on for sub 40, unfortunately. There's tiny little movement optimizations you can do here, but it's basically just following the line. There's a few points where you sort of get ahead of him and he rubber bands like all the way forward, so you'll see his speed just absolutely kick off. Like here, you just get in front of him and he's just going to skate ahead, and it'll happen again down here. You can actually knock him off his board, and he'll just keep following the line. The time's coming up.
Yeah. Time. Could have been better, but it was pretty good. Thanks for coming, watching.
Definitely check out speedrun.com/ I think THPS. Speedrun.com/
yeah,
THPS.
The whole series is on speedrun.com. There's a big community for it.
These games are really fun to play. Even if you've never played a Tony Hawk game before, it's definitely worth picking up and at least playing. The speedruns are great just because you're just moving fast through the Tony Hawk
technical,
games.
so quick.
Yeah, it's not even like about getting like really frame perfect tricks or anything. It's more just your movement through the levels. So definitely worth checking out.